Thank you very much. I would like to recognize the presence of my colleagues, Gideon, Sakariba, the student guild. I think we have the president, the lady vice, I think they call them lady vice. Thank you very much for coming. And the people who are most important to us, the students, in different capacities. You have student leaders like the Minister of Education, the Sitting Minister of Education, and my friend there, the taxman, the former Minister of Education, and for you also in your different capacities, you might be a group leader, a class leader, a GRS, whatever you call yourself. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the Minister of Education for organizing this campaign, and in particular this event for which we have come here today. Now, the issues of examination malpractices are very, very serious, but I normally prefer not to talk directly about examination malpractices. I would rather start from what normally makes you end up thinking that that's a shortcut to being successful. And you actually find yourself, as they always say, shortcuts are dangerous. I don't know whether you understand. You must know the route which you're supposed to follow. And you should be in time to follow that route which appears to be long. So if you don't know the route very well, if you don't understand it well, you'll always get tempted to say, I'm running out of time, let me take a shortcut and be able to reach my destination as and when I should be there. And in the process, you actually end up in problems. So for that matter, I'm going to talk about 3 or 4 or 5 things. The first thing I want to talk about, just in case someone has not told you, is really about the role of the university. The role of the university in human capital development. Those terms sound very, very strong, but they're very, very important. You should not look at yourself as a student in the university who must come and enroll for a program, be it a BCom, a BIP, a procurement, and then you just get out of the university. You must see yourself as an investment for the future of this country, and then for the future of yourself, your family, and your children. That's the first thing you should look at. So in other words, you must have a very long-term perspective, your role as a university student. If you don't understand your long-term perspective, your role as a citizen of this country when you're here in university, that then is the more reason why you want to earn a mark which you have not worked for. But if you want to understand your contribution to human capital development and the role of human capital development in the transformation of this country, in the development of this country, then you will know why you are here and what you must do when you are here to be able to help this country change. To me, the problem is not you cheating the exam and being caught and being suspended. The issue is, are you preparing yourself to contribute to the development of this country? If you're 25 years now, for example, if you're 25 years now, and I know many of you are around that, if you put 25 more years to your age now, you'll be 50 years, isn't it? That's simple arithmetic. So you'll be asking yourself the question, where will I be at 50 years? In terms of being a resource to this country and to yourself. Those are the things you should preoccupy yourself with. So the role of the university is largely to help shape you, get out, to contribute to the development of this country. And how do we help shape you? We are supposed to work on your value systems, the way you think, the way you recognize what is good and bad, the attitudes you have for your country, for your family, for your university, and all that. We are supposed to help you preoccupying you. So those are about 2 things I want to The role of the university prepare to contribute to national development. And as students of the university, these are things you must understand. There is a course here we call the Ugandan economy. And it's almost taught to all programs, but I think most of the programs. When you talk about the Ugandan economy, you are trying to understand where Uganda is now, what government is doing in terms of development programs, and where there are gaps, and where you should be able to come in and help contribute to build those gaps. That's very, very important. So our concern should be, are we passing out people who have integrity? Are we passing out people who uphold good values? Are we passing out people who are knowledgeable? Are we passing out people who have the capacity and the mentality for continuous learning? Because the world keeps changing very, very fast. Are we doing that? I think we're trying. And for you on your side as the learner, are you also committed to adopting those good values? Are you committed to understanding ethics? We even have a course here called, ethics. You just do it for the sake of passing the exam and then you throw it through the window, or it has to change your life. Okay? So that to me is very, 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 very important. And then the other important fact or thing that we do here is to facilitate learning. So when you're admitted to the university, I'm sure my colleagues will talk about that. You are normally admitted into a program. So you might come to a BCom, a BSc Accounting, a BIP. Each of the programs has got what we call a curriculum, a set of areas around which your learning should be guided. The curriculum is like what we normally call the syllabus. So what exactly do you learn? Course by course, Each of those courses have been designed in such a way that there are modes of training you, and so on and so forth. But to me, the most important thing is the fact that is learning taking place. And if learning is to take place, you have on one side the person who facilitates the learning as the lecturer, and then on the other side you have the person we call the learner, and then the environment in which you must then do the learning. Now I want to speak about you as the individual who should learn. You have a big role to play in learning. As you move from the lower levels, as you move from nursery to primary, you recognize that the learning is so much guided. You are directed towards what you should learn. And increasingly, as you go higher and higher, you become more and more independent. Because the kind of learning you should be engaging in at the university level is different from the level of the nursery, where you are being taught how to sing and so on and so forth. Much of the time you are required actually to study on your own as the learner. And so you must put in the necessary efforts to be able to learn. Now, as an institution, we must train you, we facilitate you in learning, and then we assess you. That's why we have exams. The role of assessment is likely to measure and determine whether learning has taken place. To the student over the other side, your understanding of assessment is that I must pass and have a grade. That is wrong. That is wrong. Assessment is meant to determine whether learning has taken place or not. So if for what you have learned, you deserve a 60, why do you want to get a 90 when actually your level of learning matches with a 60 mark? That's where problems start coming in. Are you putting enough effort to learn? Are you consulting enough? And I think the Guild has done everything that it takes to really facilitate that. Speak to us in administration in terms of what we should do to improve the teaching, to improve the environment, to facilitate you to have the library up and running. Name it, we've done that. We have invested a lot of money in capacity building of our teaching staff. Moving from a first degree to a PhD takes you 10 years plus of training. 10 years plus of training. 3 years in undergraduate, 2 years at master's, or even 3, another 5 or 6 at PhD. You're looking at 11 years. Someone is training likely to help you, teach you better. I don't know whether you've told them how many PhDs we have here, compared to maybe what we were like 10, 15 years ago. Just to qualify what I'm talking about. So we have invested a lot to build capacity of our lecturers. And we are confident, I'm sure, that the lecturers we have are good. There may be gaps here and there in terms of behavior. Somebody can be arrogant. Someone might not know how to talk well. Someone doesn't know how to explain well. But likely we have invested a lot of time. People grow thin, struggling to get masters and PhD to come and teach you. And to teach you better. To give you more knowledge, to give you better knowledge. So you have a role as the learner to appreciate that and say, okay, now that we have the environment, now that we have the people who should teach us, then we must take it up and actually engage in learning. So most of the time, the problem then comes because you're not learning enough to match the requirements in the curriculum. Then you are ill-prepared for the exams. A short while ago, before I came here, I met a student who came to my office on a project. She's doing BIP. So I asked her, Yvonne, what was your CGPA of last semester? She told me it's about 3.8, which I think is in the range of upper. I said, so how do you feel about that? No, I don't feel so much good. So I said, what do you want to be like? She said she also wants to be like those in 4.4 and above. You know what 4.4 means, isn't it? The first class, eh? So I asked her, you really do what those people do to get 4.4? And she smiled, which means probably she doesn't do that. So then I asked her, do you have any friends who get 4.4 and above? She said, yes, my roommate gets a 4.4. She does BSc Finance. But just takes things easy. She works so hard. And you get the point. There's a way she learns and gets there. So she always prepares. So if you don't learn, if you prepare for exams, for whatever reason it is, that's the more reason why you get tempted to engage in examination malpractice. And I've sat in that committee of examination malpractices for very many years now. You'll always find a student trying to justify why he or she had to cheat. They are never apologetic. Until you grill them, then they realize that they're going nowhere. Towards the end, they say, I'm sorry, forgive me. I'm sorry, forgive me. But in the beginning, they are trying to twist you around and to justify why probably they are good. Someone walks into, now look at this phone. This phone, when you put it in the pocket, there is no way you can move without feeling it. Someone will go with the phone in the examination room. When you get in with the phone, or you get out with the phone, the person will claim that I forgot it in the pocket. The phone as heavy as this. Some of you even have heavy phones than this. And then when you go further to ask them, so what exactly happened? Oh no, I delayed somewhere in my business. I delayed, my mom was sick. I delayed, I don't know what. So when I came, I was late for the paper. I just rushed in. They didn't even check me. Next, trying to justify doing a wrong. What pains me that committee? What pains me that committee is really the kind of people we are training for this country. That's what pains me when I sit in that committee. I'm not interested in suspending you for a year or two or a semester. That's not my business. My business is to help correct you so that you become a better citizen, so that you become a better student, and you actually learn and pass on the basis of learning. So because you don't prepare for the exams, you cut class, you don't take notes, you don't read, you don't discuss, you don't do all the things that you're expected to do to be able to learn. By the time of the exam, you're actually not prepared. And because you're not prepared, you're now going to look for all possible ways of wanting to pass when you're actually not prepared to pass. A student who has been studying, a student who understands the subject matter, a student who is confident will only pick the pen, the examination permit, the calculator, all those relevant things only, and match to the example of those. A student who is ill-prepared for the exam is the one you see fidgeting closer to the examination entrance, trying to hide that cassette somewhere, trying to hide that phone somewhere. Some of you even go to the extent of writing in your bodies. Someone opens the thighs, writes there. Someone writes in the palm. Someone writes in the hanky and holds it so many times that you can hardly see. That's a student who is not prepared. So where is the solution? We should actually not be getting even a single person there for malpractices. There's no reason why you should be there. So go speak to your friends who are not here to understand that your role here is likely to learn. And once you have learned and you have understood, you will walk into that examination room, sit the exam and pass it without any problem. Many years back when I was doing a big home at Makere University, I don't recall any single incident of a member of our class being caught cheating the exam. None. For the 3 years we were there, none. This whole idea of cheating was not there in our minds. A few of our friends will get failures, maybe in a class of 90, about 2 or 3. For reasons that you can explain, someone was sick, maybe someone got an accident, or whatever. But on average, we would at least get a 50. Then, of course, your actual performance will vary depending on how much you're really put in. I don't know what's happening in your generation. I really don't know what's happening in your generation. And you must do something to change. So, because you have not prepared for the exams, you actually end up coming, you cheat. And once you have cheated, we refer to the rules. I'm not going to speak much about these rules. I'm sure you know about these rules. The Honorable Minister, you've given them these rules. Let them read these rules. You read those rules. Once we get you cheating, and you are processed, and you appear before the committee, you'll be subjected to these rules. These rules are very, very harsh. Extremely harsh. The penalties here are very strong. They include dismissal, they include suspension for 2 years, they include cancellation of the exam. They're really, really tough. And once the evidence is there, you are found with a phone, for example, or you're found with a cassette, or whatever it is, or you're found helping someone. It's very hard for us to say, now let's be sympathetic with this guy. We find no reason to sympathize with you and simply tell you, walk away, we have forgiven you. The best we can do is to weigh in and say, okay, instead of dismissing, at least let's suspend him or her. Probably for 2 years or for 1 year. My message to you is simple and blunt. Study very hard and help fight cheating of exam. Study very hard and help fight cheating of exams. But there are also other implications. If you turn this university to become a place where people cheat, pass, and then go to celebrate in the Freedom Square at Makere University the day of graduation, then there's going to be a problem about the integrity of what we do here. There will be a problem about the integrity. Time will come when people will say a degree from MUBS is not good enough because those people cheat a lot. We really don't want to be there. We put in a lot of time here to work and build this institution to where it is now. We cannot simply see a few of you move around, cheat the exam, make it appear to be a crisis here, and then you water down the brand of this institution. That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable. It must stop. That's the reason I'm taking time to come and speak to you. But to me, the most important thing is get the long-term perspective of why you're in the university. 2, understand that the most important thing which you are supposed to do when you're here is to learn. And what does it take for you to learn? And once you've learned, you should be able to prepare for the exams. And once you've prepared for the exams, there should definitely be no problem. And for those who still get the temptations to cheat, please speak to them and tell them they should always be prepared for the exam. And once they're prepared, there should be no temptation whatsoever for you to be cheating the examinations. So really to me, those are the key issues which I thought I should come and share with you. And I'm glad that the minister, alongside other people, were able to give me time to come and speak to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Timothy, who is Chairperson School Irregularities Committee, for your submission and making us understand our role in the economy of Uganda. As a student, like he said, before you do anything, before you get into malpractice, first think about the role and the kind of quality you're putting out there for this dear country. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by the Dean Faculty of Commerce, Associate Professor Mindra. Thank you very much for coming through for this great cause as we get to reduce the retakes and also have zero examination malpractice. It is actually very good that the Dean Faculty of Commerce is here, because most cries normally come from things like FM, things like accounting. Someone earlier on said they cannot miss an accounting lecture, because if they miss one lecture, the concept is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, our dear principal here is a very busy man. He has quite very many engagements that he has to run to. I'm actually know that currently he's in another meeting as he's here. So I want to request that the Education Minister, please come. I'm going to request that within a very short time, you invite a dear principal, and then from there, we'll continue with the program as well.
Thank you very much, our MC. Members, let us put our hands together for our dear principal and my academic mom, the Dean Faculty.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister of Education, the Dean of the Faculty of Commerce, the School Registrar, Dr. Francisco, the Field President, Vice President, and my friend, the Minister of Education, and all of you, good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this very important session. I'm humbled to be with you today. When we talk about retakes should not be there. You hear the word retake. Doesn't sound good. In 1991, when I joined Australia, we did not have semester system. We had term system. And actually most programs would not do exams the entire first year. Would start exams in year 2. And would do exams once a year. So term 1 would do a test, term 2 a test, term 3 a final exam. You think we are happy? Yes. If you fail, exams will end in May. If you fail, you will come back September to do a supplementary, let's call it supplementary of Retake. And it was very shameful to be found around one day care. To be seen in Kampala, like for us who are from the village, after exams, we go back to the village. And then people see you in Kampala around one day in September, it meant you are coming to do the supplementary. And you will be ashamed beyond measure. But now, people don't care. You hear people say, you might go to Retake, I'm going to Retake, and you are not ashamed to tell anybody. So you have glorified Retakes. It is as if it's something normal. It's dangerous. Let me tell you, I have never failed something. Sometimes I wonder how it feels when you fail. I have never. So, my dear students, avoid Retakes. Let's go back to the other system of being ashamed when you get everything. And I hope you know that Retakes will delay your completion rates. Because if you have not cleared, you will not graduate. And it will be, hear this, it will be mentioned on your transcript. They put R in bold and circle it. Then down say NBR means return. You get it? Your employer, your child, for us men, your daughter will say, but Dad, what happened? So this campaign, Mr. Minister, is very important. I wish the students would take it serious. When it comes to examination malpractices, Dr. Esemu was talking about never attempt. It is suicide. It is committing suicide. To go with a cassette or with an electronic watch, never do it. It demeans the purpose of education. You are misrepresenting us as if we are here to play around, to steal, to cheat, to do all these things. This is why the punishment is severe. In fact, we have been a bit lenient. You are supposed to be dismissed. And once you are dismissed, you will never go back to a public university to get a degree. What a curse. Never do it. I hope Timothy told you. When we are lenient, we give you 2-year suspension. 2-year suspension. Or 1-year suspension. Or we cancel the exam. Or we caution you depending on what it is. There was a few college students, government sponsored, who could not go to pick an identity card because of lessons and forging and time to forge. And we dismissed the student. So it's dangerous. You are talking to the man who chairs the meeting which says you have dismissed you, who have suspended you, of the very man no one else. So I'm telling you what it is, and it's painful. So my dear students, for cheating in examination, you would rather fail and you do it. You'd rather have a retake. But don't cheat in examinations. And we all know the causes of retakes. Can we get out of this? You know, indiscipline is number one. Because all the reasons for you to fail is indiscipline. The reason why we admit you here is because you are capable. We have admission requirements. You passed, you got how many passes and credits at O level. At A level, you have 2 principal passes. If you are from a diploma, it must have been from a recognized institution. So we are mindful about the qualifications to enter the university. For all intents and purposes, you are all capable. Complete this program. Our courses are not rocket science. They are not quantum dynamics, difficult things. Even when we have 2M, we ask lecturers to ask technical questions, but also ask questions for discussion, in addition to the figures and mathematics. So no one should fail. It is indiscipline that makes you go that way. Others get the money, they don't come to register. Others had a good classroom. others don't come. It is a discipline. And wasting time. Never waste time. You will not get it back. Wasting time. Very important. Others don't write notes. You keep there with your phone because you have a smartphone. When he puts a slide, you take a picture and you wait. You explain, then he puts a slide, you take a picture. There is a danger with that. It will cripple your mind. Because when you are taking notes, drawing pictures and flowers, those who know psychology, there is something that happens in your brain. Because you are writing and cancelling and writing it again, you don't know the spelling, it sticks in your head. This phone here will cause you trouble. So those who don't mind, who don't take notes, while the lecturer is teaching, then you have a problem. And it gets the issue from the first principles, from the board, not to wait to get notes and you copy. It's a problem. I don't remember dodging a class during my undergraduate course. I don't remember. There is no how to have done that. But check yourselves. What percentage of the lectures do you really attend? Kindly don't do that. The other challenge is some people have no love for studies. They don't care. They don't care at all. Sure. You even don't know the lecturer who teaches the subject. But there are those who come to my this and this and this. Who is the lecturer? I don't know. How can you fail to know the lecturer? It means you are going to estimate your pay. You don't know where the lecturer sits, because if you have not understood, go there and the lecturer explain. You don't know where the head of department sits. You don't know where your faculty is. You are just there, and you just pass through MUBS. It's dangerous. Time is very, very important. Wasting time. You know, God created stars and the moon as a demonstration of the time aspect. The moment you waste time, the rest continue. The world does not stop because you are stagnant. The rest continue. The rest get first class. For you want extension of the exams, you want to resist, there are those who pass straight away. There are those who pass straight away. Don't waste time. Because you need, when you want to get gray hair from here, you need to complete and go and struggle for jobs. Let me tell you what MUBS is to do. Because we're efficient, we'll start early, finish exams early, finish marking early, give students testimonials. So when they announce these jobs, most students will be having testimonials. Okay, they don't have them, they are not finished. And our students get jobs for others. Do you understand that? Because for them, NSSF, APMG, they are both advertised. But ours, for us, we want to do exams quickly. We shall have finished. They will finish 2 weeks after. You go there first and get jobs for the others. Sometimes we need to appreciate our harsh system. So don't allow those who think to postpone this. Why do you postpone problems? Face them head on. Face them and go and face the future. So please prepare. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. As you waste time, the rest are moving. The world is moving. And the world is moving very fast. I hope you know. We all have 24 hours in a day. The richest men in the world are those that make use of the 24 hours. You go and ask them. You ask those who are rich in this country. My friend, out of 24 hours, they don't sleep. They don't sleep. They wake up there. They are on the flight to Dubai. They sleep past 2 a.m. By 4 a.m. they are up. For you, you sleep at 7. You wake up at 9:30. The class has started. You want to waste time. And you hear people saying it is healthy to sleep for 8 hours. Come on. No. 24 hours in a day. How many hours do you make use of? If you are in the third year, you have 3.4 you must get 3.6 so that you get an upper second. It determines your life. Just that hard work, extra work, 2 hours a day. And who tells you you cannot do SCCA when you are in third year? There are those who do this thing. Even during the holiday, next time you do SCCA one paper. Then by the time they finish, for me when I finished people in the next few months, I had 4 SCCAs. And I was baffled. So, we waste time. Those who make use of the 24 hours are the richest. Those who sleep, they are the poorest. And unless you are lucky, you are born in a rich family. And not all of us are born in rich families. Some of you could be like me. You just saw electricity when you came here. So don't waste time. Time is part of the game of life. You lose time, you lose out on the game of life. And I know there are staff-related issues. I shouldn't push the blame to you. I know there are people who dodge, lecturers who dodge classes, deans and heads of departments deal with that issue. I know that there are those who come, and you know what is interesting? When they dodge, you don't mind. The lecturer who comes every day on time, you hate him. And this man cannot do it. And when they dodge, you say, he has already, let's go. You look like you are disappointed when in your heart you are happy that the man has not come. So, report those who don't come. Report them. Report them. Don't wait and then you say we didn't finish the syllabus, postpone the exam. Report them early and we deal with them. We encourage them to come. So, dodging classes and part of our staff, we shall deal with it. Usage of e-learning systems, I think some of you, but by now you should have known how to use the e-learning system. And completed syllabus, and missing marks, and all these things, we shall deal with them. We also have a part to play as managers of the institution. But to do your part as students. Mind about your generation issues, your age group. Your generation said whatever. Your age group has issues that can always pull you down. I hope you know that you are digital natives. You are part of the digital world. And this digitization itself could be a cause of your text, your problem. Be mindful about that. You are 8 hours on the phone. Check how many hours you spend on the screen. If you're not on the phone, you're on the iPad. If you're not on the iPad, you're on the TV. You're watching a movie. Then from there, Agatar Kofu at 7 p.m., 1 hour on Agatar Kofu. Time wasted. 8 hours on screen, 24 hours. How many hours are productive now? That's a very big problem, and it's a problem of the generation. WhatsApp, Facebook, what shall I eat? That's the question you put. Then they say this, they say, Dr. Professor, thank you. This one will reply, say thank you. Maybe will reply, say thank you. What time do you have to reply to any nonsense? Even what you have put there is nonsense itself. You will, in your brain, because of digitization in your brain is full of stupidity. I'm not abusing you, but I'm just telling you what to avoid. Everybody. This generation has the general character in the whole world of slow living, slowness. So you don't mind, you're not speedy, you don't mind. Things will happen when they will happen. If they don't happen, there is no problem. Slowness. Slow living is dangerous. It means you have no target to achieve. The moment you exceed 40 years when you have not achieved some things, you may never achieve these things. You make a living, you add value to yourself at young age. You grow old, the center can no longer hold. I hope you know. I cannot run like I used to run. I cannot work the way I used to work. because age has set in. You miss an opportunity now, you have lost that part of value in your entire life. You are not in a hurry. No. And this is why, Pareto, that professor said, we are 80% of what we are is because we have employed 20% of our capacity. It's only 20% of our capacity that accounts for 80% of our value. In other words, you can multiply your value 5 times if you intended to do that. You shouldn't only get B.Com or BBA. You should be having BBA and Chartered Institute of Marketing. For example, within this time you've been here, there are those who are serious. There are those who don't waste time. You can achieve 5 times what your rulers achieve if you deploy your abilities effectively. You can. During the vacation, which training did you go for? There are free online courses. You get a certificate in monitoring and evaluation free on the phone instead of being on Facebook. So deploy your resources appropriately, especially the third years that are leaving us school. So all I'm saying is that the future is not a mystery. The future is as a result of the choices you chose today. It's not a mystery. You are lazy, you will be lazy, and you will be poor. You are hardworking, you get a first class, you have many friends, you have networks, you listen to different speakers, certainly you will make it. Certainly you will make it. You can choose now to be a rich person, and you can choose to be poor, and I can assure you will be poor. You can assure you. But you can choose to be a rich person. The choice is today. Why should you get a retake? Why should you get a retake when the lecturers are there? When everybody is passing and they say 10% have failed, why should you be about 10%? Why did you go to board? What kind of be about the 90%? And the retakes, what they are doing, even political students, you have retake, it will affect you, And how do people look at you that you have a retake? How? My dear student, get out of that life and move to seriousness. Just to be serious. They must ask you, do you punish yourselves when you do not pass? For us to chose before our time. If I don't get 24/30 in a test, I will not get lunch. And we made it. Now for you get 5/30, you are getting chips and chicken. Why? Punish yourselves. And say, always, I don't get 24/30. No lunch. You can even add supper. How can you go to eat chips and chicken and whatever sausage when you have 3 hours per that? Find in your own life, find your own punishing yourself when you don't do well. Rebuke yourselves. Punish yourselves. And push yourself to the wall. And operate from the edge. When you operate from the center of the table, you are comfortable. When you operate from the edge, you don't fall. You will always be alert. You will always be alert. Those are life skills. There is life after here. Once you get out of that gate, things change, things come to be the way you are here. When you are saying we go, the principal must do this. When you are out, how do you say we go in your own family? You are going to push your children, they have to go for it, they say then we work for it. My friend, life is difficult out there, outside. That discipline must start here. So operate from the edge. Even when you are about to fall off, hold on there, keep there. Keep there. And don't be deceived by a few There are those who mislead others. We do this. Come on, are you stupid? You are a student at the university. Why should I be disciplined or confuse you? Why? Even if they are your leaders, just shun them. If they are putting you to something you don't believe and not right, and ask yourselves, you are here as an individual. You come alone. We get you cheating, we'll chase you alone. You get your own letter. You are disciplined, we will chase you alone. The others will look at you and laugh. Be careful of the wrong characters. Don't be the company of wrong characters. You are an average. Your character is shaped by an average of your first best friends, first 5 ones. There are things you like against it. They are good, you will be good. In a discussion group, if you are the brightest student, and you have only those who go to Retake, and you are the one discussing for them, they are not discussing for you. They are reducing your intellect. Information is flowing from one side. I would rather look for one stupid person, one average person, one clever person, one who has some money who will buy us lunch when we are discussing, one who will type the coursework. Be clever, be wise as you choose friends. You get what I mean? Remember when you get out of here, these are the friends that will help you as well. Your networks are very important. So don't be misled. You are students that are going to get a degree at the university. How can you be misled by a disciplined person and I also follow? And I say, I will go. How stupid will you be? Be wise. Be wise as our students. And I think we are beginning tutorials. I know that you have clubs, ASAM, and all these. I normally see students teaching themselves, but we are taking it up. Dr. Kuzeza is here. We want to have tutorials. We are going to make sure they are institutionalized. They are the timetable. If you don't understand from the first principles in class, you go to a tutorial so that the teaching assistant takes you through. We shall do that for the use of the retakes. And two, we are going to, you see, there are those who kept coming to me, we want a recess semester. There is no recess semester in your curriculum. Even when we attempted to do that, Makere was about to cancel our result. Never ask for this. Instead, the recess semester is for medicine, for agriculture, for engineering, for food science, the science courses. And it has a number of weeks, I think 10 weeks in Makere. Our MUBS programs are not science, pure sciences. Therefore, the curriculum does not provide for that. But what we can do, instead of doing the exam when next offered, waiting for a year, especially for 3rd years, we have been allowing faculties to set exams every semester so that you are able to complete in time. You get what I mean? Yeah, so after right now, there are those exams that will be set. Those you failed in the first semester, you will sit there so that you don't waste time for next year. You are able to graduate. That's what I'm saying. But secondly, we ensure that our lecturers set reasonable exams. Not very difficult, but not very easy. Standard. Why do you want very easy exam? Let them be standard, but not complicated. And I'm mindful about, I know there's a lecturer one time who said, these students are really me, they are stubborn, they will see me, and they saw him. So I'm studying this, I caution that lecturer. So it's my duty to ensure lecturers are in good books with you, and you as yourselves. Don't abuse them. Don't mishandle them. These are your lecturers. Work with them, support them, respect them. We shall also tell them to respect you so that there is that good relationship with our students. And I must say I'm humbled to have been here. I've been invited. I can see you are in able hands. There are colleagues who will talk to you. My duty is to, I was here to open this, and I therefore take the pleasure to declare the workshop officially open. May God bless you.
DJ, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, those that are moving out, please make sure you stay intact. We still have quite a lot of knowledge to share. And not only knowledge, but as you can see, our snacks have also come in. And I would like that we serve that quietly as we continue with the program and make sure that we serve the purpose. Thank you so much, dear principal. We really appreciate your knowledge and your expertise. Having knowledge of the 1991s is not very easy to find. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have administrator that would like to take his leave. He's also very busy with other engagements and programs. Allow me not to waste time, but like I say, if you're serving out those refreshments, kindly let's do it quietly as we continue to listen quietly, please, very quietly. I'm going to request that as we do that, we keep our ears open to listen and learn. And very many people normally hear that in most cases such terms get to be known or even very popular during political times when you have leaders getting off the nomination lists because of backlogs, because of retakes, because of stay put. We need to understand what these things are. What is the university policy against all these? And allow me welcome Mr. Kabibala from the School Registrar's Office, who will enlighten us about university policies on retakes, stay put, and backlogs. And we continue with the program. Kindly, like I said, whoever is serving the refreshments, please do it quietly so that we can have a working lunch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Again, HOD and the students coming to apply. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kabibala Wipapos, and I have been here to represent the school registrar who is on other engagements. You work with the registrar's office in the section in charge of admission and registration, which happen to interact with students directly. Or for some of you who know me, President Block 5, Office 507. Without wasting time, I'll go straight to the task that was assigned to our office, which is about the policies on retakes and stay put. There's a document out. I have a few copies that I've circulated around just to take you through how we get to the entire, course unit and get into the retakes and so on. I'll start with the operation of the academic year, which is comprised of 2 semesters. We have semester 1 and semester 2. And the length for each semester is there are 17 weeks. For this is the time which helps us to plan accordingly. As students, that helps us to plan accordingly. In these 17 weeks, we have the first 5 weeks, that's when we have the first coursework. And I think in the 10th week, that's when we have the second coursework. And I think, is it around, when it's like around 2 weeks to end, finish the 17 weeks, that's when we have the final exams. So it is during this process that we prepare for your academic programs and then the courses you're going to go. There are also terms that students may not know. We have the academic programs and the courses. Some of you, refer to academic programs as courses, but the academic program is the set of appropriate course units that you just afford to qualify for an hour. I hope you know that, like the BBA, the BCom, and so on. Those are the academic programs. A course unit is a particular field of study that usually ranges between 2 to 5 credit units. How do we get to the credit units? These are the credit units. It helps us to measure the relative weight of a given course, and one credit unit is 1 contact hour per week per series of 15 contact hours in a week. So I'm being brief on this because this is not what really, but you have to have some knowledge about it. We have the categories of the courses that you do. We have the core courses, we have the electives, we have the alternate courses, we have the prerequisite courses. Different courses have different academic programs have different course units. For example, in their categories, what is a core course? These are courses that you must attain. You have to sit exams for in order for you to complete that program successfully. We also have the elective courses. These are the options. For the core, they are a must. The electives, you're choosing your option. For example, if it is a BBA, the accounting option, the finance option, procurement, those are elective courses. But there's also another one, which is called the audited courses. These ones are rare, but they are, for example, I think in BCom, they are rare. They are not so common in our programs here, but I think in BCom they have some of them which don't carry the weight, but they don't contribute on your final CGPA, but when you sit for them, they are optional. It's upon you. But they don't compute them when they are computing your final CGPA for your program. We also have the prerequisite courses. These are courses that you must pass before you attempt the other course. For example, if it is an accounting option, you may find like maybe in year 2, for you to do an accounting option in year 3, you must have passed some of these courses. But that depends on your programs. So we also go to the course categories. Those categories, so the semester load. For undergraduates, that is the degrees, your first degrees. The total normal load ranges between 15 to 21 credit units. I think you not start in a semester, you don't exceed 21 credit units if it is a normal load. And usually this is when we have issues that comes in. When you have a paper to retake, you have maybe more than 28 credit units, because the maximum is 28 credit units that you're supposed to register for. Remember, on your courses, each course has different units depending on the contact hours. So you have to take note of that. If you have so many, you find that you're exceeding 28, and in most cases you're not allowed to register more than 28. For the postgraduates, they range between 9 and then they don't exceed 22. Then I think we can go, there is also assessment of each course. How is the assessment done? You know it very well that courseworks are 30% for the undergraduates and then 70% for final exams. For the postgraduates, the masters, they take courseworks take 40% and then 60% the final exams. The coursework components, I hope you know them very well. Sometimes there is a take home or a sit-in, or sometimes you do two, depending on the assessment. By the grading system, I hope you're aware about this. An A plus ranges between 90 to 100. 8, 9. I think you can also, there we can go to that. That brings problems, they will take. So below 50 for undergraduates, there is a retake. For postgraduates, if it's below 60, that is the master's programs, there you get a retake. Then we also have the classification of awards. That ranges between the first class, that is 4.4 to 5, the second class, and then the pass, which is below 2. There's something you need to take note of. If you're studying and you finish your third year, when the faculty has already awarded you before even graduation, you are not supposed to retake. You're not allowed to retake after the award. So that means if you have any issue that you want to maybe improve on your courses, because there is a provision you can improve the course, you can do that before the award you've been awarded in your last semester. So after the award, you're not supposed to retake. They cannot allow you to improve or retake any paper. So we have the progressions. The normal progress, that is when your CGPA is above 2 and you don't have any paper to redo. Then those with professional progress, it's when your CGPA is below 2. Like when you go back to the grading system, 2 means that is 50%. So if you're below 2, you're on professional progress. When you have some papers to take, that's also professional progress. So where the problem now? Now when it gets to the stay put, this is where I get the problem. If you have made more than 5 retakes for 2 consecutive semesters, and your CGPA is below 2, you are put on backlog. I think that's the very reason why I'm here. You take note of this. If your CGPA is below 2, and you have more than 5 retakes, you are advised to repeat the class. That is the stay put part of it that we're talking about. Then when you retake the course, the retake is when you retake when next offered. Is the principal saying something? Those are their new arrangements, and still that means if the retake is timetable, that means it is next offer at that time. So in other words, if it is during the normal semester, practice, semester 1, semester 2, according to the policies, if you fail an exam in semester 1, you have to wait for the next group. I think the special limit is for the third years only, it's not for the first years and second years. So if you fail an exam, you have to wait for the next group. The second years, maybe when you're in second year, then you have to take the first years. Assuming you're in second year now, semester 1, you have to take in semester 2 of your first year. You're supposed to do it now. So it is done when it is next offer. That is what it means. So you be mindful. Then you can also retake a paper when you're improving. I know most of you get scared when we say that, when you have to improve. Assuming you're in third year now, you want maybe to improve on your grades. There is a policy that allows you to retake an exam from either second year or first year. But when they are indicating on your final transcript, it is not indicated as a retake. But when you're registering for a paper, since you're doing it again, you have to pay for it as a retake, and then you indicate it as a retake because you're doing it the second time. But the grades, they don't indicate them as retakes. They are normal exams. But at this point, they pick the highest mark. If you do it again, trying to improve, and then you get maybe less than what you got before, they will maintain the first marks. So that is also a retake. Then still about progression, there is what we call absence from examinations. Most of you call it mistake exams. So if you absent yourself from an examination, you have to write the dean to the faculty dean, and then it should be justifiable with justifiable reasons why you missed an exam.
Usually if the committees, the exam committee sits and then they agree that it was justifiable, they will put for you MUBS. But if it was not justifiable, it is an F. That means when they are competing just CGPA, it is inclusive. That means it may pull down the CGPA. In other words, when you miss an exam, you're supposed to inform the back out. So this brings us to deferred exams. After informing the back out, you defer an exam. But if you have a number of deferred exams in the next semester, remember you also have a normal load and the maximum that you're not supposed to exceed. So if you find yourself you have accumulated a number of deferred exams, there is also a policy not allow.
Why you're supposed to pass 3 years on top of your exams, you pass 3 years the deferred exams, the list of exams, before you do your semester.
Yes. So I was still saying, if you don't inform the faculty dean about your missing an exam, the exam is recorded as a retake. But also you have to take note, when you defer the exam, still you're supposed to pay for it the next time you bring the exam. This also takes us to when discontinuation, because due to the retakes and the staples, that is when you accumulate a lot of retakes, it can lead to discontinuation. If a student accumulates 3 consecutive CGPAs, that means you've been put on a backlog for the 2 semesters, and then you proceed with it. Then you fail the exams again. You're accumulating more retakes. It can lead you to discontinuation. If you fail an exam 3 times, that is, if you attempt an exam, the first time, the second time, and the third time, it can lead to discontinuation. That means you have to be careful when you about the retakes. And also, because of accumulating a lot of retakes, it can lead you to overstay on the program. When you overstay on the programs have a specific period of time when you're supposed to finish. For example, a degree, a 3-year degree, you're supposed to use 3 more years to complete the program according to the policy. About the post-study pass, when is the student granted post-study pass? A candidate is granted a post-study pass within the 5 marks. Within 5 marks of pass mark. It ranges between 45 and 49. But not every student that is eligible for this. Only those in 3rd year, and when you have attended the course for more than 3 times, and it has only been 1 course that is remaining to complete the program, we cannot give you a post-study pass to those students. It's only one when you have attended it 3 times, and of which among the 3 times, you must have at least a 45 for undergraduate or a 55. Between 55 and 59 or 45 to 49 for undergraduate. Yeah, I think that's what I have. I don't know in case you have any question about that. I think I'll take like 2. Yes. I will.
Yeah, I should have. I should have. So, come from
A very good afternoon. Eric Avanga is my name. I do Bachelor's of Business Administration. Yes. I got very excited when you talked about no retake and zero examination malpractice. And my point was no retake. I'm in first year. I know the experience of it. I've had people who have experiences of retake. And this we're explaining, you know, some information about it. This explaining.
Thank you so much. Mine is, actually, what I was reading here, or what I was trying to explain, these are university policies. Okay, the dean has something to say about that.
The student, I don't have very high about that thing. One, you raised three issues. The issue, I'll start with the easier one, missing paper. You should be aware that when you miss a paper and you write to the faculty dean, giving justification why you missed the paper, what you're preventing is to have a retake on your testimonial or your certificate. Okay? So there are many reasons why students miss exams. Some to the extent of they misread the timetable that was sent a month ago. Some are sick. Those who have these issues, there's an office that handles issues with fees, and you get provisional hours with a commitment to fees. These provisions are fees. So we don't selfishly create these policies. Some of these students abuse these policies. About payment, those are policies that we have created in all public universities, which we do implement. So try to avoid missing an exam, try to avoid getting a retake. Then the issue of if we favored students who fail, what would be the point? What would we favor students who have failed? And yet there are students who work hard, who finish in ordinary time, who are the majority. So if we make provisions all the time for students who fail, then we will lose the purpose of the entire educational process. I hope you can appreciate that. There are students, by the way, among you who work very hard and they wonder why students who don't even bother to work hard are treated with glove hands. So exactly what the principal was saying, work hard, avoid getting irritated. And this is what the campaign is all about. Do whatever you can to avoid the retake. Why 3 years? 3 years, and this is in extraordinary circumstances, not for all cases. For example, those with very high numbers of failure rates, after we have investigated the causes of failure, that's when provisions in the semester before will be made for you to correct that. Okay? So we cannot sit here and then say no retake, but we are saying we're going to favor people who are failing. We can't do that. Then we're promoting double standards. So, friends, what we're advocating for is for you to avoid a retake. Because whether we favor you or not, it is going to have a negative implication on your career. And this is what we're trying to avoid. So as a first year student, you're lucky you're in first year and you're attending this class. Avoid the retake. I hope you don't even try to conceptualize avoid the retake. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean. Maybe I'll ask only 2 questions. Okay.
Thank you so much. My first question, my first question, you know, whenever you're doing exam, you have done any exam under the rules of this my institution, you have had the invigilators, I'm not saying a lecturer, because at that time, they are now invigilators. You have had them say, it's okay for you to copy, as long as I investigate. Yeah, I think you can realize that the thing that I'm saying is that you can copy, it's okay for you to copy, but so long as I don't investigate, you can go back to the value of
So let us stick to that. It is not right to copy. Whether they are watching you, whether they don't get you, just don't copy. Next.
The next one is about the various students. And I wish the people to such programs because they are ways that you are then the last is about writing down my exam. Then somebody is speaking mathematics without my knowledge, I don't know. And when they get them in my copy, they also tell me, they also tell me that I've been copied and you do that. So I'm saying into my paper. So how do I have to avoid such and how is that address? Then the last thing is about notes. Some lecturers offer that teaching, but honestly they don't offer notes. And that's another challenge. However much you get at university, but if you some guys somewhere somehow. Thank you so much. And we thank you.
Thank you for those questions or comments. I think Mr. Kalibala has thrown me in the deep, but I'll take it. It's very unfortunate to hear comments like that because copying is just not, even by virtue of the thought, it's not allowed. I'm very shocked that a lecturer would stand and say that. We shall make sure we communicate that. I don't have evidence of that. This is the first time I'm actually hearing that. But it's very unfortunate. We are saying no examination malpractice. Don't even be tempted. The time you're tempted, as the principal said, punish yourself very quickly and write the exam. Yeah? That is not acceptable. Please don't engage in malpractice. Your fellow students have ruined their lives by just doing that. The issue of someone looking into your work and they take you appear at the committee, and then where you are doing your work and someone copied your work. And they'll know who copied. Usually, the people on the regularities committee are very, very capable people. We have lawyers, we have people with experience. You'll tell them. Usually, they'll know who copied. They'll assess your CGPA. Usually, it's very easy to know who copied. So sometimes you have to appear as a witness because you happen to be the subject. Okay? The other issue you raised was evening students. I think the leadership have had who organized this event. You raised a very, very important, and they say it's online. Perhaps beyond being online, can share the video with them or the recording so that they are able to listen to it later. I think that's all you raised. About notes, you also have a responsibility to go and research. If you think you've not been given sufficient information, go and research. At your level, you're not primary or secondary students. Even your secondary students are doing practical-based curriculum right now. They do research, right? So the point is attend class. If you attend class, you know what to research. Of course, we have to provide reading materials, but where it is lacking, you also have a responsibility to do your research. Okay? Yeah. I think Mr. Kalibala said 3 questions. You can interact with him after or myself. I also need to speak and go attend to some other business. Okay? Since there are 2 planning ones, you want to take them? Sorry? I also have an office to attend to. I'm going now. Okay, please we are here.
Thank you for granting me this opportunity. Okay, I'm a first year student in BHRM. So last year we had a course unit of computer. So in my room where I was sitting, anyone, in my room where I was sitting, we had an invigilator, but he didn't know English and he didn't know vernacular. So you could ask him, like, if you have a problem with the PC, but he could speak another language which you also don't understand. So I also got confused that why should we be given somebody who doesn't know both the 2 languages? I think that is noted. That's Mr. Kalibala's noted.
Yes, thank you so much. You will get to me and then we find out which one was that and then we'll get to exactly what's that and then it will be fixed very soon. Besides that, thank you so much, Madam Dean. Students, besides the workshop, I have a good communication I need to pass on to you. The exams are starting on the 16th. And as I speak now, when I checked on the system, I noticed that only maybe the first year that I registered online, but the continuing students are all much waiting for. And these are some of the causes why you guys, you start the panicking towards the exams. Some are paid but are not yet registered. Semester 2 is registered online. The system is why it's open. It was open a long time, but we're not seeing people doing the registration. Which means on the day of the exam, when you do your things late, remember this is a system. When you all get on the system in the last week, it gets traffic. I hope you guys can relate to the traffic jam that we get into. You're rushing, and at the same time, people are paying in the bank, others are registering, others are doing work on the same day. Please, use this time when the system is not, when you, after the government students, those who are paid 100%, use this time, please, go and register and inform your colleagues. Print your exam permits, get ready for the exams. I think that's what I have for. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, Mr. Kalibala, from the School Registrar's Office. Please kindly give him a bigger hand clap. It was well alerting you that that traffic will surely get to you. And as you normally see, those are some of the causes of retakes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now, since Associate Professor Mindra says she has other programs as well to take care of, I'm going to request that you join me to welcome the Dean Faculty of Commerce to speak to us on how discipline of a student can affect his or her academic performance.
afternoon, everybody, dear students. The Guild, I want to recognize my colleagues, Dr. Preziza, the head of education department, Mr. Kalibara, representing the registrar's office, the Guild president, Honorable Minister of Education, the vice president of the Guild, and all the other Guild officials, and our dear students. A very good afternoon. Good afternoon. You just eaten chapati and soda and bananas. You should have more energy to do that. So I want to first of all thank the Minister of Education for organizing this and inviting me. I almost failed to come to this event, but this is very important for us, especially as we advocate for reduction in retakes and enhancement of academic performance amongst our students. Thank you very much. It's unfortunate that there are not many students, and yet just Faculty of Commerce we have 3,720 students. Just Faculty of Commerce. So you can see what headache we have sometimes with some of you, isn't it? So the Guild is very generous to help us reduce on some of these problems that we have, especially with, of course, there are genuine challenges that students face. And as management, as these offices, we are very happy to provide you all the support you require, because that's our job, isn't it? And of course, some of you are our children. You're basically our children when we come here, except we cannot police you like they do in the secondary school. So ours is to provide you support, because this is what we are employed to do. I want to speak about discipline. I was asked to speak about discipline of a student and how this can affect your academic performance. I think I'm just going to pick up from where the principal stopped, because the principal really highlighted several aspects around discipline and performance and your role as a student at the university, isn't it? And I know that as we teach you, I teach, I think right now, BSF 1 and BCom 2, and then the master's programs on MBI. So the principal asked us that you're professors, but you need to teach first years and second years, which we have done. And it's very exciting because it gets us to try to groom you early enough before you become third years and you feel that you're too important and too grown for us. Okay? So that is important for us. And I want to commend you, the students who have taken the time to come here, because this is a demonstration of your commitment to being better and better, isn't it? And I want to tell you that as a student this age, one time I was your age, today I'm probably 20 years grown from the time as an undergraduate student. I'm seeing people pulling out calculators. You don't need a calculator. You just need to add 20 to 20 and then you will get my age. But my point is, it's always those students that went out to improve themselves that actually made it, okay? I was a bachelor student here at MUBS, and we enjoyed our life at university. And I always tell my students, read hard you can, work hard and party hard. It's okay. When you balance those, you'll really have a balanced life, isn't it? There are students here who only read, they're always in the library, always in discussions, they never go to the club. If you've not gone to the club at university, you need to go, okay? You need to enjoy your life. I can tell you, you're not going to have this life again. The moment you walk out of university, you're dealing with issues of job, then you grow up, get a family, then you have responsibilities, you have extended families to take care of, and so many other responsibilities. And then by the time you finish work, you're too tired. You don't even want to go out in the cold, you just want to sit on your couch, put your feet up, and just chill, isn't it? So enjoy your time at the university. But as I tell you to enjoy your time at the university, I need to speak to you very, very seriously about discipline and academics. You enrolled here on a bachelor's program. how fast time flies at the university. Have you noticed? Of course, some people have not noticed. Some people think they have 4 more years to complete the degree because of the reasons that the principal talked about. You have 3 years to complete your degree. That means that you have to work hard from the beginning. Isn't it? You have to start at the start. Okay? If you are in first year, as one of your colleagues was saying, and you're trying to defend why you should be favored when you retake a paper, you have a problem. When you come to year 1, your first conviction should be, I will never get a retake. Isn't it? My focus is going to be getting a first class degree or a second up. That's what I knew. When I came to the university, nothing like failure ever crossed my mind because I don't know how to deal with failure. That should be the way you deal with your life here. I walked on the compound behind some of the students and I've had them say, for me, even if I get a 50, that's okay. Really? Where did setting the standards go? I tell you that even when people are looking for partners, anyway, if your standards are high, you look for someone who's a good performer, isn't it? That's why now it's easy for you to look for someone with money. What about someone who has good grades? That should be the focus here. And I think the principal spoke to that, so I will not go into detail. So have some goals. I'm always telling my classes that I teach, what are your goals? Your financial goals, your academic goals, your career goals. You get it? Some of our children who are in primary school have goals. They know what they are going to become. Of course, things change along the way, isn't it? But for you at this age, you should be very clear about where you want to go, isn't it? Some of you are going to graduate next January. You shall be reading your names. Up to today, you don't even know what you want to major in. But you're a student of second year, of third year, of course you had to major. But some people are still saying, why did I major in accounting or finance? I should have majored in marketing when exams are next week. I think that is having a very, very a position of lack of focus. So it is very, very important that as you start your journey at the university, you need to have some goals and focus. Okay? So I wrote down a few things. I don't usually write my speeches, but now my phone has locked because I cannot access it anymore. But what do we call academic discipline, academic performance and discipline? Discipline is multifaceted, okay? Discipline doesn't mean, so I think we have different definitions of discipline as we think of it. But discipline is how you carry yourself in the different areas of your life, isn't it? How do you manage your time? Okay? The principal talked about time. Time discipline. There are people who just never keep time, isn't it? I walk into class at 8 a.m. and people walk in at 10:30 a.m. when the class ends at 12. Sorry, when the class ends at 10, someone is walking in at 9:30. People I have told you know that I will send you back, isn't it? And I don't care how you feel at that point, but my point is to teach you a lesson. Manage time. You've had a timetable the whole semester, and you know class starts at 8. Why are you showing up at 9:30? And guess what? You're walking into class with headphones, with a skirt that stops there, the gentleman in a vest, clothes that you didn't iron. Really? That is personal indiscipline. You get it? I'm not asking you to wear a tie. Those gentlemen and the guild people are very smart. I'm not asking you to wear a tie. But look at the mirror and say, is this what you would like my next employer to find me dressed in? You get it? Discipline. Think about your action. My class says you must save money. People laughed. You must have financial discipline. Respect for authority. Some of you come to our offices. I found you shouting at my administrators. If this was not a university, I would just give you a slap and drag you out of my office. You walk into our offices, chewing gum, balancing your pants, you're wearing a cap, you've not combed your hair. you're shouting at an administrator. You want a testimonial, but you're shouting at the administrator. Really? What about respecting people? Respecting yourself, respecting your colleagues, respecting your friends, respecting your property. That is discipline, isn't it? Okay? Proper utilization of your time as a student. When do you study? When do you have discussions? When do you go party? Okay? When do you, what kind of friend are you? What kind of relationships are you dealing with? This is the age where you have boyfriends and girlfriends, isn't it? Those who have it, you're getting there. But I hope you're having boyfriends and girlfriends, not boyfriends and boyfriends and girlfriends and girlfriends. Okay, because that is also in discipline. Okay, that is in discipline. That's sexual indiscipline. I tell some of the girls in our class, some of you are there cooking food for these boys in the hostel instead of coming to class. That is indiscipline. Did your parents pay money for you to come and cook for a boy that you've never even introduced to them? Eh? That is indiscipline. Go and study. So discipline in different areas of your life. If you're disciplined, you'll get very, very distracted, isn't it? You'll get distracted. Taking drugs, that's indiscipline. Respect your body. You're young and you have a lot of potential. You have a lot to give the world, isn't it? You have a lot to give the world. You have a lot to give yourself. So all these facets in life are very, very important to take care of for you to be able to excel in your academics. These things go together. Okay? You choose to cheat in an exam because you want to get a good grade. That's indiscipline. Okay? So let's rise up to the task and say we're going to be better people. We're going to do better for ourselves. We're going to do better for the rest of our students, our communities, in our families. You know, sometimes your parents come crying to us. Imagine your parents. Since when did the university student's parent come to school? Is it secondary school? Your parent is coming to ask us, how is he performing? Really? Shame on you. Some people, your parents don't even know English, family, they are from the village, and you receive them all types of things. You drag them here for nothing. Guys, your parents or your guardians have sacrificed so much. The only way you can repay them is by being disciplined and doing what brought you here. Get that degree and thrive in life. You get it? For me, I have run a very good career path because of discipline. People say because I'm an Amagoga girl, that's why I'm disciplined. It doesn't matter which school you went to for you to be disciplined, isn't it? It starts with you. But of course, many of us, our backgrounds or our family, the way we were raised, where we went, had an influence on the way we behave. But now we are in a civilized society. You can learn certain things, isn't it? You can learn certain things from other people, from the internet, from information that is available, and improve yourself, self-improvement. Etiquette. It's not just about dressing. How do you behave when you are at a party? When you've been invited to eat? Some people, they give food like there's no tomorrow. That's indiscipline. You're putting fruits on top of chicken. How are those related? Etiquette. When you're invited to dinner, do you know how to use a fork and a spoon? Or a fork and a knife? Do you know what a salad cutlery is? What is that for dessert? What is a fish knife? A steak knife? You're just grabbing the things that, you know? Discipline. And I can tell you the world is very, very judgmental, isn't it? The world will judge you. I can tell you. Guys, you need to take care of the issues of self-discipline, self-improvement, you know, those things. these affect your, and I'm just not talking, I apologize that I'm not just talking about academic performance, I'm just talking about life. Okay? That is the reality of life. The world is so competitive, the job world is so competitive, and we'll pick on the person who has very good grades and who is disciplined, isn't it? Okay? That is the world today. We're looking for extra skills, we're looking for personal discipline, and we're looking for the resilient people and those people that have good attitude. Some of us have very, very bad attitude. Yesterday I taught a BCom class, BCom Group B, year 2. And I had a student in class, entered with red eyes, seated in the corner there. So I asked him a question, have you ever invested? Because I was teaching investment. Everyone else answered, and he said, he looked at me like this. Who looks at a professor like that? Do you know how hard I have worked to become a professor? And you're giving me daggers? No, not in this class. You get it? And that is lack of respect for your teacher. So he tells me I'm tired. I said, if you're tired, go out and go and rest. This is university. We don't force you to study. You get it? But what is that in discipline? Now that guy, I can't forget him. Imagine he came to me for a job. What would that mean? You get it? You guys, wherever you are, be humble, have the right attitude, be disciplined, be smart, stand out of the crowd. Stand out of the crowd. We have 17,000 students in this university. 17,000 students. In Faculty of Commerce, we have 3,740 students. Stand out of the crowd. Excel in your studies. Take your studies very, very seriously. This undergraduate, don't underestimate it. It is a stepping stone that is going to take you leaps and bounds in your journey of life. Get it? People will tell you it's about money, it's about things, but in my world, people will look at your intellect, your study background, and the way you behave, and the way you carry yourself. They'll go together. Don't play with this degree, okay? Don't underestimate the networks that you are growing or developing, not just for academics, but for life, okay? So, I could go on and on and on, but in summary, discipline is very, very critical in enhancing your academic performance because of the examples I have given to you. Okay? The principal talked about we go. You know what happened a few weeks ago? I was in the US at that time, but I was looking at my phone and looking at what the students were doing, and it was heartbreaking. Every time I looked at the people in that video, I said, whose parents are these? Who are parents? And the internet doesn't forget, isn't it? The cloud doesn't forget. The cloud just does not forget. What do you post on your social media? For you, your favorite photos are bikinis, short visit, watch, chilling, drinking all the whiskeys in this world. What about you are attending a talk or a workshop? What about that? How many professional accounts do you have? Who are the LinkedIn accounts? Look at the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, at least I'm becoming countless. Okay? What are you posting there? That is your professional network you're building. You get it? And all this is part of your accountability at the university that justifies your academic performance, your personality, and building a profile that is going to take you ahead of time. So for me, students in Faculty of Commerce, you know, I have zero tolerance to recess, retake, is it one those conversations. I have no time for those. If you belong to the Faculty of Commerce, we don't have time for indiscipline. And I think you know that. Okay? And all the students in other faculties, please, let us join hands and avoid retakes. Let us avoid malpractice. Let us be disciplined. Let us be humble and good students. Okay? I can tell you God rewards effort. God rewards effort. For me, I have gone through challenges, I have done this in my career line because I am disciplined, because I am principled, because I know what I want. Is it? And the principal was saying, those lecturers who come every day at 8 and teach, those are the ones you don't like. That's our world. When you're principled, when you're smart, when you stand out of the crowd, people will hate on you. But fear not, guys, God will reward you. Okay? And people will see you, and people will take you on. You get it? Don't be scared of the world. The world is large, and the world has opportunities. If you're disciplined, and if you excel in your studies and in your life. I'll end there because my cows may come back home. But students, I wish you the very best, all the best in your exams. Please aim to excel in your studies. University exams are very easy. When I look at some of your papers, I wonder why you failed. But someone comes, Madam, I have failed FM 4 times. What the hell are you doing? Get help. The teachers are there. We are there. Your fellow students are there. There are clinics. Go and get help. Okay? Not all of us are A students, but we can do it. So have that conviction of excellence and live well. Live lives of quality and be focused. Thank you so much, the Guild team and MC. I've been privileged to speak to you this afternoon. God bless you.
Wow, wow, wow. When you have such people speaking to you, you get amazed at what you should speak next. And I've had quite a number of people say, disclaimer, I will not say the disclaimer, but I've had quite a number of people say that Dr. Mindra is there. Oh, associate professor now. Associate professor Mindra is their favorite. Some people say that you have money. Others say they crush on you. And my only imagination is what the people of your times were looking like when they were standing next to you. But we continue to pray for the ladies of this time to be like you. And the gentlemen as well. And the gentlemen as well. Definitely. To also be like you, be outstanding and all that. Thank you so much, because I think by research it is found out that there is a positive correlation between discipline and academic performance. It is rare for you to find someone that is indisciplined and they perform well. It is very rare. If that case is there, it is Judas Iscariot. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I'm going to request that we get to understand the importance of attending classes, discussions, and tutorials in fighting retakes. And most probably this could be our last speaker of the day, because I cannot see other speakers around for now. But Dr. Gideon, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Dr. Gideon from the department.
Thank you, MC. I want to say all the big people, protocols observed. Given that am I the last or the final? Last and final. I must say that there's a formula maybe these have used. The fact that I'm supposed to give closing remarks, I think that's the big sense of why I'm going to talk as not the last, but somehow I have taken that position. One, I must say that I'm happy, first of all, to be invited by the Minister of Education, and I'm glad that the Guild President is here with us. Can you all stand up, by the way? Stand up. As a teacher, it is important that you stand up, and you can write later on in your own fashion, later on, later on, later on, And then finally, we give, I teach mathematics, so I am going to ask you to give 3 factorial to the high table. 3 factorial. 1, 2, no, let me teach you. 3 factorial means 1, minus 3 factorial means 3 times 2 times 1. That is already 8.
3 times 2?
6. Okay. We are going to start with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, we go. Sit down. Wow. And that shows you have had how bad clapping. That is what happens as teachers when you are teaching. You discover that some students are fast at understanding, others will always understand after the lectures. So they wait for you to discuss for them. And so one of the ways of how you can reduce the retakes or avoid retakes is to ensure that you have discussion groups. One, I want to say, according to Newton said, if I've been able to see far, it is because I've been able to stand on the shoulders of the giant. Now the question is, who is that giant that will always enable you to excel? You need that giant. Principal mentioned that who are the people you discuss with. We have got cases where people always discuss, but again fail. Why? You find that within the group, there is no giant. So it is always important that you identify the giants who can be able to discuss with you. So have a group discussions and ensure that you are able to learn. I want to tell you, as I speak, I've now realized there are people who are never patient. They are never patient. During my time, mine was not 1990 something. Listen, when I was doing my first course, my first program, I found a category of students. We used to have real students. The real students will always be linguistic to know what is being taught and what has been, what they have learned. And they know even the lecturers or the teachers. Then we used to have also prisoners, the category of students who were studying like prisoners during our time. They are always with the problems, stressed, very stressed. When the teacher is teaching or the lecturer is busy lecturing, they are really annoyed. They are saying, this lecturer, I am tired with this lecturer. Even when the lecturer is very, very fluent at explanation, they are bored, having many issues, having psychosocial issues. And those are the students whom you hear they have even committed suicide. Because they are studying the prisoners, they are not sure of where they are going. They are worried. So let's use this word. They tend to be hopeless. That was during our time. We used to have others who were like tourists. The tourists, these are people who move around. When the others are studying, they are busy moving around, and then they meet you. Did you study today? And of course, some of us who are your students would be able to tell them what has been happening. Today, things have changed. Things have changed. And I want to say also, during that time, our core focus in learning, you know what used to distinguish us, and which is also distinguishing us from other levels, is that a university student is a learner. But this learner is a researcher. I want you to know that what distinguishes you from other levels, it is because for you as a university student, you are supposed to do research.
You are supposed to do research in addition to what you are studying. You are supposed to contribute to the body of knowledge. You are not supposed to consume knowledge. You are supposed to create knowledge. And that's very interesting. You must go through metamorphosis. I want to tell you, some of us, when we went to university, we had not taken even any drink like soda, because we cannot afford. But after university, life did not remain the same. We have gone through metamorphosis. I don't know which phase we are, but I'm sure you should prepare yourself. Don't get worried. Prepare yourself and be able to learn. And that was about learning to know. We knew many things, and I'm sure even today, people are learning to know. But today as I speak, we are going into educational transformation, where now learning to know is not enough. We must be able to learn to do where there's a skill. In whatever discipline you have, whereas you are saying you must learn to know, you must have 50% of the knowledge in the program that you are doing. That is okay. So that we know you know. But then beyond that, what skill do you have in your program that you're having? That's very, very important. Learning to do is very important. As I speak, we are talking about learning to be. Learning to be is about holistic development. How do you fit in different culture? We are talking about cultural diversity. You should be able to fit in a society with different cultures. We have seen people, whenever they see, like, my name is Gideon Nkurunziza. You already are bored. When you are Gideon Nkurunziza, what? Nkurunziza means what? It means good news, by the way. Already, if you have very weak in fitting the society, therefore you are not learned. You must learn how to fit in the society, and then to appreciate where you come from. Appreciate this country. I want to tell you, you must be responsible. If the government is responsible to provide service, to provide the necessary equipment for the university to survive or to thrive, and parents are responsible for you to study. For you, are you responsible? Are you responsible in the society? Do you fit there? Or you're becoming a misfit? It's important that we learn to fit in the society. As I speak, you are talking about patriotism. Patriotism. We want people to actually appreciate that our country is doing great work. But some people cannot stand and see what is good. They are seeing everything negative. Don't put energy on negative things. We are talking about growth mindset, not fixed mindset. Please, there are opportunities. Scan around and you see them. The other one is learning to live together. Learning to live together. Please learn how to live with others. Learn how to live with people. People are very important resources. But some of us can't fit in the society. They don't trust you with even important resources. So we need to learn how to be able to fit with all of you who come from where? Those who are from Wapiso, those who are from Kaberamaido, those who are from where? That's education. The power of education. Don't get worried. Prepare yourself. One of the reasons why it takes time listening, we have heard it is discipline. When you are disciplined, there are chances of failing. The other one is preparation. Prepare and prepare thoroughly for the exam. There are people who do not prepare, and when that time comes, it's when you are just fidgeting. You are sweating. You see someone sweating, and others start suspecting. This one's going to copy. What even you're not going to copy? But because you have been sweating, you have been trying to read, at last prepare. I want to tell you, what they call luck. Luck is when opportunities meet preparation. When opportunities meet preparation, that is luck. Where is bad luck? Bad luck is when you fail to prepare and then you see the reality there. Can you imagine? Good things are coming and you are not prepared. You are lucky. Please prepare thoroughly before exam. You'll be lucky. Prepare thoroughly. I'm saying this because there are people who have selective decisions. Before the exam, you even know the numbers that are likely to come. You are saying, this section is coming, as if you are the examiner. Please prepare thoroughly. And when you prepare thoroughly, you will excel, you will pass. And therefore it is important that we prepare. Because you should even know, what is education? Education is not about learning of facts. It is about training of your mind to think. Training your mind to think. Train yourself as you are reading. Train yourself whether you can think. Thinking in whatever way. People stop at the first level of thinking, remembering. No, that's not enough. You should be able to analyze issues. You should be able to apply. You should be able to synthesize what you know. It is not about remembering. When they ask questions that involve application and for you are just cramming to remember, you fail. And so, how do you avoid mistakes? Attend classes. Attend classes. I want to tell you, attendance in different ways. Even as I speak, you may find a sub dodging me. You could be there. Psychologically, your mind is there, but the heart is not there. And one of the scholars said, educating the mind without the heart, that is not education. Is your heart there with me? Can I say yes? Okay, fine. I'm great. So you are now attending. Today, as I speak, we have two modes of learning, teaching and learning. Blended learning. The physical, it's very easy to tell that somebody is with you, and indeed I can tell. When I look at all of you, you are very active and listening. You are with me. Now the lecture comes in when we have online learning, teaching and learning. This is what is happening. I'm trying to do some research. Some students, whenever there is a lecture, they can't log on, and then go and do their own things. The lecturer is busy explaining, and then you have dodged. But you are showing that you are already available. The name is there, but you are not there. Whom are you, by the way, whom are you challenging? Whom are you challenging? Whom do you want to challenge here? The lecturer who is talking and if you adjust the phone is busy, it means you are actually dodging. And if God is not with you, and he forgets about you, you can get the retake. In a paper that we've been insured. We must appreciate that technology is there, and it has come to stay. I want to tell you, it has come to stay. During our time, we used to have MS Word, MS DOS. Today, as I speak, there's no DOS. Today, we're talking about these things. Today, we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. And therefore, it is also important to know even some of the routine-based activities, standardized activities will be taken over by AI. But where is your love? Please attend. If it is a practical session, be part of the people practice. Don't say click here, and you have seen these cases. People fail practical course units. Why do they fail? You sit with a friend, you are fearing to click on the mouse, to use the mouse to click. You then say, click. You are fearing. Time comes, it is your time to face it. You click somewhere, the water disappears. Before you realize, you're almost sweating. That is the retake. No retake campaign. I see there's vicarious learning. You can say, I thank you. Vicarious learning. But I want to tell you, as you observe, yes, no retake. But the question is, do you attend lectures? Or you don't? Please, and when you're attending lectures, ask questions. Ask where you feel you don't understand. Let something not distract your mind. Attendance is important. The other one, I've talked about discussion. By the way, discussion means, according to NDP 3 and NDP 4, National Development Plan 3 is talking about creating a knowledge-based society. A knowledge-based society. We are moving from information age to knowledge age. In your group discussion, do you have knowledgeable people? That's the question. Keep asking. When you're in a group, ask yourself, are you in the right group or in the wrong group? At least have a mixture and help. But what's also important, that even somebody who's getting 40 or something may not be there. He needs guidance. Touch somebody's life. But of course, learn how to gain also more. So it is important that in your group discussions, you have the right members. There's what you call shared values. Shared values. There's a group I used to have some paper. And these are people, when you're in a group, they are talking about, did you go to Canada? Did you go to where? For you don't even know, you only know Kampala and the other place. You are in the board. Then the other group, you reach there before you discuss, let's pray. The whole thing is about prayer. You pray. Time is good. And the time is very precious. Then there's another one. When we reach there, they are saying, we need sodas. For you, are not sure about your transport. You're not very sure. So you need to know what is the right group that you can have. Discussion is very important because it creates what we call a community of practice. Community of practice is where people have shared values and they are able to exchange ideas with ease, with peace. There are people when they are discussing, when they are quarreling. That is one who reaches there and does not want to give other people a chance to talk. He is the source of knowledge. And unfortunately, when the results come, he's the one who is just checking it. Where my name? You can't sit there because usually first class is always up. Yeah? Just check there. Up, you're not there. Check there. I want to tell you that discussion groups are very important. And I must say, we have academic associations. I've been seeing ASAM and other associations. Please, if you're a member of that association, do something great and discuss to some of these students, especially for the quantitative questions. The other one, how do we minimize the text of, we have no retake? Tutorials. What are tutorials? Tutorials are just done different ways, in different ways. Some universities, you find that lecturers can record videos and then tell you, go and keep checking the videos, the YouTube, after class. I can record my lecture and then you go and rehearse. Or you try to remember and practice what somebody has been explaining. The other way, after the lecture,
the lecturer organizes small groups that they are given assignments and then keeps on going to discuss for them. Or gives them assignments and they are able to again do the assignment and seek for guidance if they don't perform very well. Today, as I speak, according to our timetable, we have the quantitative course units. When we evaluated and we looked at the performance, we found that most of the failed courses were quantitative course units. And one of them was quantitative methods. The other one was financial management, financial accounting. So I want you to go and look at the timetable critically. Those courses that were timetabled for tutorials, because you have lecture hours and tutorial hours. Those course units are supposed to be given extra hour for tutorial. They are supposed to be given extra hour where you need to have deep understanding, because these require high thinking skills and problem solving skills. So I want you to look at that. The timetable is very clear. Those courses that require tutorials or tutorial classes, they are well timetabled. And I think it is important that we take interest in this. I'm sure very soon we shall look at also other course units, especially those that are highly failed. I know when I start speaking, can I stop as a teacher? Of course not. Because we have time for everything, I'm sure I can stop here, but I don't know, I was told to give a closing remark. So can I handle the same? Let me now propose myself. I must, first of all, take the honor and privilege to thank the organizers. Of course, our principal, the members of management, all the facilitators. We had Dr. Sem, the dean. We had Professor Mintra, the dean. We had Mr. Kagara, the representative to the Registrar's office, and the rest are the guild president. They have really done great. The minister, education, and the former minister, and all the cabinet leaders of education, and all of you, the leaders, the GRC, the course leaders, by the Europe leaders in your own capacity. Can you give yourself a factorial? Good. Well, I really thank you. If you had, and I think one of the concerns is that this must be a continuous training sessions. They should not end. We should ensure that in the next 5 years, no retakes. We have zero automatically. Zero automatically. We are creating awareness, but as I speak, there are those who may not be aware. So I must say, continue and continue, leave the legacy behind. When you come, you are coming to check the results, the impact that you have left in the MUBS. Otherwise, I thank you. I thank the MC. Always the MC, sometimes always ignored. Or not ignored, but can you give him 2 factors? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gideon. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly let's give Dr. Gideon 3 factorial. actually shows you're a great teacher, so thank you so much for that. And not to forget that I'm also actually a great teacher, Dr. Gideon. My mother is a teacher, so I took up the blood. Without wasting any time, allow me to extend my sincere gratitude to the Guild President. Thank you so much. You have really done great for this institution. I don't know if this is your last event. Yes, this is this cabinet's last event. And I want to say it must have been a good one to end with this. It's a very good cause. Also to make sure that the young people you're living here can be able to take on and get to understand the reason as to why they're in school. Thanks to everyone that has stood with them, all the leaders in the house, thank you so much. The Vice President, thank you so much for as well leading this institution in very dire times. It is of great importance. The Education Minister, thank you very, very much for the opportunity granted to me to be your MC today. I'm going to ask, I think I should ask someone to give us a closing prayer. Anyway, you want to give us a closing prayer? It's okay, please come. I'm hoping that prayer, that closing prayer is going to be a short one. We are in a very hard time right now. Okay, it is a very good message. You can give him 100 for closing. Okay.
Since food is also there, we shall also pray for our food. Let's pray a short one. Humble yourselves to pray. Almighty Father, we thank you for this event. King of Glory, we thank you that we are recording no retakes in our performances. We thank you for all the people that are presented, and we thank you for the Guild Cabinet that has ruled over this year. Almighty Father, bless them and multiply them and supply their needs. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we pray and believe.
Amen.
Thank you very, very much for that. Once again, my name is Marvin Simon Leach. I'm a professional MC. I am an events organizer. I'm an accountant as well, and I'm a businessman.
We are going to have a photo, because we have it here with our please, you can stand up and join that corridor. Then the women stand here. That is well captured. Then we shall let our guests go. Then for us, we'll meet here for food. Please.
Let's all be this side.
I think we are going to immediately.
Yeah.
I think what we can do, those that are
Should I stand
that
in
side,
the...
please join these seats. We will just stand up and the picture will be captured from this side.
Why don't we move outside?
Okay. So please find an empty seat this side. Mr. Lugo and Dr. Gideon, you can stand, you can be down here. The ban.
Maybe you can have someone hold it behind.
Somewhere behind.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Let's pick those messages. Maybe you just hold them.
You are hungry, you know. You have that strength.
And all post leaders that are here, please make sure you've registered in the book kindly. Oh, we also have other messages down this side. Yes. Easy. Should we have Doctor and sit here?
Fickman.
You can sit here. Yes.
Sorry. Please put the banners up.
Make sure they are seen.
Quick. Manager apply
No, pana.
Let's keep the smiles on, we're still taking pictures. If you don't have a smile, you can just say Mark is to come. You can just say my name. You will come. Please stay. Please stay intact and we take different angles. Please stay. Let's smile. If the name Marvin is refusing to be said, I can just bring you Rocky. Barista got a bit. I can just bring you here. Okay, we can have someone from, you can bring maybe these things down. Someone from the education ministry can collect those messages. You don't have to put them back. Let them collect them. They'll be put up in different areas for you to read them and for you to get to understand this cause. And like the education minister said, we are waiting for food. Please don't go back. DJ, you can produce. We still have from the other side, we also have classes going on. So Kabezi Kabezi just to the background. DJ, I have requested the music to get to zero. Discuss members, I want to thank you very much.
For those who are not here, we are going to give food and you're going to miss. So please, if you can come and have something to eat. And we would like to thank you for being both viewers and watching this event. It's been an amazing event and an amazing campaign. But every student should engage in and as well encourage a friend and a brother and a sister or a mother as well, a father to engage in so that please you can really enjoy this. Thank you so much.
Now. So what you do, just to get, if you know, you put yourself into taking, I'll send one person before you go and share. Is it possible? Yeah. So just make your groups.
Make 10-10.
After registering the group, you go out. Eh?
Ndugu 10-10 5-5.
10-10 5-5.
5-5. Count 5-5.
So meaning,
close the door. Close the door.
We are going to do this. We are going to do like this. Eh? Come with your 5. Come with your 5.
Kanyume, kakure.
Please, the door is closed, I think. Please. The bottle is done. 5 people and you move out as a while of money, your lunch.
Chitu, security.
Please, just get your people 5. Even if you're 5 and you're moving out, just come here and you go. Even if you don't register. 5. Please, I think you are out. Where are you? Sorry. Don't go there.
Post leaders. Post leaders.
You can register with me. After registering, you come this side.
After registering, you go the other side.
Yes, a very good afternoon, our viewers. My name is Mgawe Godwin, aka Easy on Media. We are live at MUBS TV and Makerere University Business School. This has been the no retake or zero malpractice for examinations, and the campaign has been spearheaded by the revolutionary government, headed by His Excellency Waso Christopher and Vice President Honorable Her Excellency China, as well, not forgetting the biggest ministry, that the Ministry of Education. And we've had this, this is one of a kind. I think it has not happened for the past. Yes, we are here to talk to the President and the Vice President to tell us a recap of what has happened and what has been transpiring at the event. Yes, a very good afternoon, Mr. President. As you can say hi to our viewers, they have been so patient waiting for the end of this this event. Yeah. Yes, Mr. President, our viewers would want to know what was the main target of this event.
That does not have retakes. And we also want to have a MUBS community that when we go for exam, we are advocating that judges don't have malpractice. Malpractice in this case, I mean, you don't go in with a phone, you don't go in with a smartwatch, you don't go into an exam with a paper or a booklet, because the consequences are really vital. And sometimes when students are caught, you carry the phone in the exam, the least penalty you can ever have is 1 year off your academics. So meaning if you're supposed to graduate in 2025, it will be pushed to 2026. And in case it is 2 years, you will end up with more than 5 years. So today we've tried to promote the students' community. This has been the last event of the revolutionary government, headed by the Education Minister. And we're really glad when the Vice President part of this, the Chief Government is part of this. But we're going to tell our friends that please, whatever you're doing, make sure you read hard, you work smart so that you do not have a retake in any.
Yes, and as I cross to the Vice President, Madam President, first say hi to our viewers.
I am also outgoing because the new government is here right now. Here we have been based on campaigning for no retake and zero malpractice.
Yes, Madam President, our viewers would want to know what are some of those examination malpractices they should avoid in order to avoid going against rules that may lead them to be suspended from school and as well that may stop their academic journey.
Thank you so much. Some of the malpractices are coming into an examination room with a script that probably has writings on it, and coming with a smartwatch, coming into an examination room with a phone, copying from the fellows within the examination room. And these are things that we've been telling students here. Basically, us, the student leaders, ours is to mobilize students and tell them, sensitize them about the repercussions of these practices, and making sure that we avoid them for not to be suspended or expelled or given any other punishment due to those activities, those practices.
Yeah, maybe this question I would like to send it to all of you. What are some of those activities or engagements our students can have so that we can have a free retake environment for our academic journeys?
Thank you. Easy on me for that question. The very first thing I'm going to encourage the MUBS community is attendance. Whenever you attend lectures, put students at the back. Then you're weak at a certain subject, let me say you are weak at cost accounting, you're weak at advanced accounting, you're weak at managerial accounting, whatever it is that you're weak at, I advise us to look for colleagues that are strong in those questions, so they can help you improve yourself so that you can take off the risk of having a retake.
Yes,
Some of the things that we can do as students to avoid being caught in malpractice or obtaining a retake with any